Hello everyone and welcome to the New York Empoleon's Week 7 battle of the GBA Season 9 Main League. We are here against Danza and the Los Angeles Nidokings. TTM Crobat for the win. If you've never seen the Token Minorities before, go check them out. Link is in the description below. Especially Danza's videos because he has a new waffle maker that he's using and it's definitely worth checking out. He did one of the best waffle making tutorial videos I've ever seen, and it inspired me to go make waffles. I don't have a waffle maker though, so I made pancakes instead. But either way, Danza's team is absolutely terrifying. He's got lots of threats, and if you want to hear my thoughts on how the matchup works out, definitely go check out the team builder. I uploaded yesterday, so you guys can check that out if you'd like. And if in other news, I did a TBL, which is the league that I run, the Twitch Battle League, versus TTM War on the TTM Twitch stream. The VOD of that can be seen as well, uploaded on their channel. So definitely go check that out, as they are. It was a super fun event, and people were having a great time with it. And depending on whether I won or lost, I had to do Fortnite dances, which you will not be seeing in this video. So if you want to see if I had to do those, definitely go check out that on the TTM channel, which link is in the description below. I point like that way as if the TTM is just over there. I guess technically they are. That is towards Jolt and Styx in terms of geographic. Well, Styx is sort of that way, Jolt's that. Anyway, that was totally irrelevant to everybody. That vaguely is south, and that vaguely is straight west. Anyway, that doesn't matter to anybody. I'm going to stop now, and I'm going to join you guys back here with the battle in a second. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore, so see you guys back here. I promise I'll be a little bit more sensical maybe when the battle comes around. So see you all back in a second. Alright everyone, welcome back. Starting a little bit earlier. Hopefully you can't hear it, but last night the maintenance crew came around and put a memo on everyone's door saying that they were turning off all the hot water and there wasn't any hot water for showers or anything like that. And they were like, we'll get it back to you as soon as we can. And this morning when I am battling, my shower literally as I clicked the record button just started making noise. It's not on, but I can't do anything. So I've shut the door and hopefully you guys can't hear it, but it's just gurgling over there really annoyingly. So just if you can hear it, I apologize for that. I don't think you can. It's not that loud, but hopefully you can't. So he does have the Palkia, Genesect, Crook, Como-O, Mega Alakazam, and Heatran. So no removal at all? Is there seriously no removal? Am I just missing something? Hold on. Just sorting out his team. Como-O is probably Z. Can't be Z clanging scales or anything like that. So, could be Z Como-O, could be Scarf Como-O, which can outspeed Beedrill. He has no form of removal. He has a bunch of rockers, though. So that's something I have to keep in mind. Again, Lele does not touch the field until Genesect's dead. Mega Beedrill's pretty safe, except the Mega Alakazam could lead. I could lead Scrafty to counter that, potentially, also countering the Heatran lead that he could go with here. Or the Genesect. The Genesect isn't as likely, in my opinion. I could also just go with my Dialga to stop the Heatran lead, which it dies to an Earthquake and doesn't OHKO me back with an Earth Power, so that's something that I could certainly consider. And I think that is going to be my best lead here, since it does stop. I actually really want T-Spikes up. I really want T-Spikes up, because he has no removal. Does Genesect get removal? I don't think it does. I don't have it listed that it does on my note sheet, but I didn't actually check. Doesn't get Defog. Doesn't get Rapid Spin. Okay. So Danza's going with the bold strategy of you set up your hazards, I set up mine, and you remove them for me. It sounds like is what he's going with. Now this is going to look like it's going to be going for Stealth Rocks because of the fact that he has no removal. Sheer Stress is the Crocodile, which is going to be Intimidate. Okay, so we're going to keep that in mind. Intimidate Crook. Does not OHKO me with an Adamant Scarf set, but I don't OHKO it back either with anything. So I could just go out into Zapdos here, which I think is the best switch in, since if he is like some sort of boosting item, then that's going to be the best option to beat that. And if he just sets up rocks, I can defog them away for now. So I'm certainly not in any bad position by going into Zapdos here. Dialga, not my best lead against the Crook. I really didn't think he would lead with the Crook. I thought he would lead with the Heatran here, predicting my Mega V-Drill, although that thing also can have Drill Run. And if he's not running Shukaberry, then that's a big threat to him. He could be Scarf Crook. Scarf Intimidate's a little bit less common, but definitely not out of the question for something that he could potentially opt for. And because it does outspeed the Mega V-Drill. And I don't think he's going to... I think he's just going to set up rocks here. He's actually going to switch out, fearing maybe Scarf or an Ice Beam or something. Go out into Heatran, which is interesting. That is what I wanted my Dialga in on, as I go into my Zapdos on his Heatran. Oh, now there's a weird noise coming from my other... Oh god, that's a terrible sound. And again, if you can hear it, I genuinely apologize. I think Discharge is free here. He can go back out into his Crocodile, but that's fine. I already proved that this was something I didn't mind switching in on the Crocodile, and I can go out into my... Or I can stay in on the Crocodile, honestly, and click Heat Wave. So I am just going to click Discharge here. If he does double out into Crook here, that's fine. He actually just sets up his Stealth Rocks. I thought this would be his Rocker. And I can Discharge. Hopefully, we actually see that he outspeeds me, so he's very fast, Heatran. Possibly Scarf Heatran, although that's a little bit less... I'm not totally expecting that. I'm going to defog here. I kind of want to scout out if he is Scarf Heatran or not, and so if he goes for a different move, he's just fast. I'm not running a lot of speed, and he definitely can outspeed me, even being modest, if he's max speed. Scarf Heatran would surprise me, since my V-Drill can outspeed a Scarf Heatran, and it does. I'm pretty sure I EV'd it to do that. My V-Drills hit 212 speed, Heatran. Let me just do my calc. Heatran, max speed, Scarf hits 211. Yeah, so I did EV it specifically to outspeed Scarf Heatran. So it would surprise me if he's Scarfed, especially if he Scarf Rocks, and he does it right now, but I'm just going to go for the defog here. He goes for the Toxic, so he's clearly not Scarfed, just fast. That's fine. I can go out into my Ditto at this point. He's definitely not going to click Earth Power. He's probably just going to click Rocks again, in all honesty. And I can go out in my Ditto, scout out what the rest of his set is. We don't see leftovers or anything like that on him. So probably Shuka, in all honesty. To counter the Ditto would be something that I would not be surprised to see at all. I can go out into Scrafty as well. I think actually Scrafty is a better play here, since I do have both the Assault Vest and to take the Magma Storm or the Earth Power and the Shed Skin to shed off the Toxic later on. And I have the Drain Punch, which hits his entire team outside of Mega Alakazam, at least neutrally, if not better. And Mega Alakazam does not switch into a Scrafty, I'll tell you that right now. If he just sets up Rocks again, then I'm fine to just click Knockoff, probably. Although Kommo-o could come in on the Knockoff, so probably just Drain Punch, honestly. Or Low Sweep to outspeed whatever he brings in on the following turn. I don't think Drain Punch straight kills from here. If he's non-defensive Heatran, and he's definitely very fast, then there's no chance it kills from... Actually, there's a small chance it kills from that range, since he's at about 74%. And so we are going to be able... Low Sweep cannot kill, Drain Punch can, but it's unlikely to. But I probably click Drain Punch anyway to get the health back. If he goes Mega Alakazam, Drain Punch is still doing a lot to that, because it's not very bulky. Still doing about 45%, which puts me back in the ability to, push me back to full HP from basically whatever. So he's actually going to switch out his Heatran, goes out into the Crocodile. That's a free knockoff if I've ever seen one. As I'm going to go to Scrafty here. It's not going to be Intimidate. He's going to see that. He's going to probably think Moxie, which I'm okay with. And so Crocodile's here, and he's not intimidated. I'm just not intimidated. Okay. And I'm not intimidated. Drain Punch is doing like 90% of this. EQ is doing about 50% back, which is fine. Knockoff's doing about 25%. if I wanted to just go for the knockoff on whatever he decides to switch in. How much am I doing to a Como O on switch in here? 30% with the Drain Punch. I could just go for the low sweep. That's definitely an option. Hit whatever on switch in, like the Como O, which is really his only switch in right now. And that allows me to switch out into my, what do you call it? Zapdos. And if he does choose to stay in, then potentially outspeed him on the following turn. Not necessarily, because I'm not running any speed investment on this thing, and it's not going to necessarily outspeed Como O or Crook. I think knockoff is my safest play. He scouts out if the Como O is Z move or not, since I know he's not going to stay in with this. F equals MA. That is the Como O, which is fine. I definitely expected that, but I want to know if you're Z move or not. And you are. Okay, so it has a Z crystal. I don't know what, but it has one. And it's probably going to set up a Dragon Dance right here, which isn't great, although I do have the Ditto, and I know he's not Haban Berry or anything like that. So I'm just going to go into Zapdos here. Chance for, if he's physical, chance for static, which stops him from just Dragon Dance sweeping me. Obviously, bulk up would be not ideal, but then he doesn't get the speed boost, and my Lele can outspeed him. And if need be, that will stop the Como O from sweeping me. I have a history of losing to Como O just like all the time. But, you know, this Scrafty being at full health, incredibly useful to me. Incredibly useful. So Dan's made a couple of very aggressive switches, but a couple of also very predictable switches. I'm very surprised he went Heatran on my Dialga there when I was in against the Crook. I guess he might have been expecting an Ice Beam, but even then, if he's not Scarfed Heatran, then I just follow that up if I'm not Scarfed Dialga with an Earth Power usually, since I know he has Heatran and Genesect. I'm probably going to be running Fire coverage and Ground coverage because it gets both of those things, and I am. Had I just stayed in, if I had Stealth Rocks on that thing, I would have just probably stayed in. Maybe not, because the Crocodile was a threat to it. We are going to switch out our Scrafty here. Go out into my Zapdos, as he is going to set up the Dragon Dance. We do have the Ditto in the back, so I'm not too worried about this. I can just click Discharge to try to get Paras here. That's really the only thing I'm going to do until basically I'm letting my Zapdos go down at this point, which is maybe not my best sack in the world, but I can't do anything else, as he's just going to go for the Z move. Now, unfortunately, Z moves don't make contact, so he can't get staticked by this. I don't know if he's physical or special. It's Rock EMZ. But Ditto comes in here, and depending on what moves he has, he may not have a move to hit himself as a result of Ditto being, like this thing being set up fodder for Ditto. Como O kills Zapdos with Rock EMZ. But he's at +1. He could have Poison Jab. He's going to outspeed everything. He could have like Earthquake, Poison Jab, and Rock Slide would be with the Rock EMZ. But we're about to scout out his whole set here. Just get information and be at +1 as well. And so we're going to look and see Dragon Dance, Poison Jab, Close Combat, and Rock Slide. So the Close Combat is my click here. I don't know if +1 Close Combat. He may have EV'd to survive that. Como O. Como O. At +1. Oops. Presuming he's not. So he can potentially survive one. Certainly. He can definitely potentially survive one. And that would be a problem. And he lives on... lives on 1. Como O kills Ditto with close combat, not with Rock EMZ. Do I lose? He lived on 1. And he has the poison jab. If he's adamant, he doesn't outspeed B-Drill. So I'm gonna go. I have to go into B-Drill here. He could miss his Rock Slide as well. And if he's adamant, he doesn't outspeed me. I doubt he would do that, but it's a possibility. I can't believe that he lived on 1 there. What I should have done is switch out my Ditto into something like Mega B-Drill or Scrafty, and then gone back into it when he was at -1 defense. Close combat at dead. Rock Slide miss? Nope. That's actually possibly game. I cannot believe I can never beat a Como-O. Like, it is the one thing in this world that, like, no matter what I do, I just have never figured out a way to do it. I just have never figured out a way to beat a Como-O. I can't believe that. I can't believe he lived on 1. Yeah, the play was switch out the Ditto on the close combat. Let him go to -1 when it was a roll. Alright, well, I've been 6-0'd twice now in this league, and the first one against... the first one was fine. Like, I'm not even mad about it. But this one I'm mad about because that roll was not in his favor. There was a roll that he survived. I looked at it. But Jesus. To lose this game to a roll that's not in your favor, or that's in your favor. Okay, so yeah, the misplay was I should have scouted that and let Ditto, switched out Ditto, brought it back in. I will always lose to Como-O. If you want to beat the New York Empoleon, there is one way to do it, or one clean way to do it, and it is draft Como-O. For whatever reason, this thing literally just stops me from winning games. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But that is the way it's going to go. Very likely that's going to eliminate me from playoffs. It's not like a guarantee, but boy, is that not going to help. So, I don't know what we've learned here, honestly. I just want to say that, like, great game to Danza. Like, I don't even know if you have to prep. You literally bring Como-O, you set up, and you beat me. This is a consistent and reliable method to destroy my team. It doesn't matter what team I draft. It doesn't matter what happens. That is a very reliable way to beat me. Now, again, I could have gone Ditto, switched Mega B-Drill in, taken the close combat, scouted if he was Jolly, come back in with Ditto, and then killed with the close combat when he was at -1. That definitely would have been the way to beat him there. Additionally, going in Ditto, taking the Rockium Z, so that my Zapdos could take a hit from it, which it could do at +1 from full, and then kill. Going with the Drain Punch instead of the knockoff with the Scrafty. Like, there was a lot of things that I could have done differently. In all honesty, that would have allowed that to go a different way. But in fairness, you look at that, the calc, which tells you Ditto's going to kill this thing like 80% of the time. I should never trust that calc again. Never trust it. Anyway, and I also don't know his spread. Maybe he had EV to survive that from 90%. There's a possibility that that's the case. Either way, that's the game. A very quick one this week. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be back next week, and we continue on our quest to be the most hacked player in Draft League format. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care, everybody.